I've been trying.
Welcome back to Hannity. All right, winter seems to finally be in the rearview mirror, and for thousands of college kids, that means one thing: making the pilgrimage to beach destinations from Florida to California for spring break. But along with the fun and the sun, well, then comes a lot of drinking, drugs, risky behavior, sometimes with tragic results. Now, all this week, we're going to be taking a closer look at spring break. But first, we sent Ainsley Earhart down to Panama City Beach in Florida to see what's going on. She reports.
This is Spring Break 2014, Panama City Beach, Florida, one of the many destinations around the country where college students go when they have the week off of school. It gets wild, it gets crazy, and anything goes. We're here to get up. All right, what kinds of things are you seeing? Crazy things?
We're seeing boobs, twerking, liquor, weed, everything.
Wildest thing I've seen is 2 girls on 5 guys.
It gets pretty sexual on the beach here.
I saw someone on these bitches the other day.
We saw somebody snort cocaine off a girl's
In public.
in public.
What's the craziest thing you've seen? When do people start drinking here?
Literally like right when we wake up.
Which is what time?
We wake up at like 10. We wake up early.
When will you guys stop drinking?
When we pass out.
Yeah, about 2 a.m.
Everyone, that's the mission. It's to get drunk. It's not to get a buzz.
No, it's to get drunk.
Do you see a lot of drugs here?
Yes.
Out in the open, people smoking marijuana.
Yeah, I just did it right down the beach.
Really? Have you gotten arrested for it?
Not yet.
Everyone out here drinking?
Hell yeah, I hope so. If they ain't, they doing wrong.
What time do you guys start drinking in the morning?
6 a.m.
And what time do you stop?
Whenever you come home with me.
I have vodka and Red Bull, and I'm getting crunk, then a mug.
Are you drinking right now?
What does it look like?
And why were you arrested?
Public indecency.
Last night I got in a fight at a bar with some random guy.
Did you get arrested?
No, I got kicked out though. He tried to fight me and I fought him back and then they kicked me out.
Somebody pulled a gun on me last night.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, like, I don't know.
What about your parents? Are you worried about what they'll think?
I don't give a
I don't know what their mom and daddy's thinking, but I know what everybody else is thinking.
All right, and Ainsley joins us in studio. That is out of control. But did you notice that guy was trying to kiss you when you were doing your...
I didn't know that
you
until
just saw
afterwards.
that?
Then the producer, Dan, told me about it later. Yeah.
All right.
Crazy.
All right, so you saw women take their tops off. All right, you saw guys, I know because the producer sent me pictures, guys were literally taking their pants off.
Yes, mooning the camera.
Mooning the camera.
That guy who we talked to had smoked pot there on the beach, was high as a kite, you could tell in his eyes,
Right.
admitted it on camera.
Right.
You have people having sex on the beach in public.
And in public.
In public.
And you saw that, but you
Yes.
can't show that.
Right. One girl, everyone's handing out those beads, like Mardi Gras beads, and girls are flashing
To
for
get
our
the
cameras.
beads.
Yes. One girl, a few days ago, we did a ride-along with the Sheriff's Department, and that's going to be tomorrow's segment. But he showed us pictures from 2 or 3 days ago. One girl was standing on a box on the beach with her bottoms off, letting guys do whatever they wanted to her.
And wasn't she wasted to do that or not?
I'm sure she was, but I just feel so sorry for her. I feel sorry for their parents, and social media now, that picture's all over the internet. I mean, kids, they are waking up getting bombed, getting trashed, and that's their mission.
But all right, go to the funnel, for example. All right, there used to be, we were younger, you do a shotgun. You put a hole in the bottom of a beer can, put it up here.
We saw
you
a few
open
of
it.
those.
All right, you saw a few of those.
But the funnels, people are walking around with those funnels on their back.
All right, how many beers are they putting in each funnel?
Well, each time they funnel, it's one beer, and then they're funneling over and over
literally,
and over again.
it basically just shoots it right into your stomach.
Absolutely. They have to lean back, it opens up their throat, and then the beer just goes
it
down.
literally falls down.
Exactly.
And it's not like
they don't taste it, it's not enjoyable, they're just doing that to get drunk quickly.
What we have a picture, this is what he's doing there. So literally, that's one beer, they do that all day.
They do that all day.
So how many people did you see that you would argue were like passing out drunk?
Oh my gosh, the whole beach. Everyone
beach.
there, that is their mission. It was the wildest scene. One time I went to Cancun in college and I was appalled at what I saw. This is now here in America. Kids are doing this down in Florida. This is Panama City. You had 2 fatalities this spring break, 1 person missing, 1 person fell off a balcony. The Sheriff's Department says that happens every year. Flashing, girls naked. You have rapes, sexual assaults. South Padre, big place in Texas for spring break.
Did you ever send your kids down? If you had kids in college?
I was texting with my husband. I said, our girls will not do this.
What about the boys?
He said, no, our kids are not doing that. He said, no,
you
we're
said
taking
girls.
them.
You didn't say boys.
I know, but I worry so much about the girls. But you're right, it's sexist. I will not let my kids do this. I will take them. I said, I don't care how much it costs. We're just paying for everything for spring break, just to tell them.
And you're going to go with them to spring break, wherever they go.
We're going to
Really?
Our
And you think they're going to go along with that?
They're going to have to.
They're going to
have no choice.
Oh, boy.
You have kids, your daughter.
Never, ever. All right, now, there's a serious side to this. You're going to stay with us. When we come back, we're going to have more of Ainsley's spring break investigation. And our friend Bob Beckel from The 5, he's here with a word of warning for these spring breakers and also their parents. And then...
But if you ever go back in the woody swamp...
All right, welcome back to Hannity. We continue now with more of our spring break investigation. Ainsley Earhart, who went down to Florida this weekend. We also joined by Bob Beckel, co-host of The 5. You've lived this life. You've been very honest on air about being an alcoholic, using a lot of drugs. You've lived this life. So you watch these kids that Ainsley met all weekend long. They're stoned, they're doing drugs, they're having sex on the beach, they're funneling that alcohol into their system. What are the dangers that they're really facing?
Well, I mean, first of all, I did do a lot of this stuff, but I was an alcoholic. I could consume that much alcohol. The danger here is alcohol poisoning. These kids go down there and they're expected to get drunk. I mean, if you don't get drunk, you're not part of the in crowd, right? Somebody falls off a balcony. It's good. By the time this is over, you usually don't get the whole total figure, but there are a lot of kids who are going to be dead or maimed as a result of this. Now the problem is they're mixing it up with something called Molly, which is a new form of
ecstasy.
Well, but it's different than ecstasy, and it caused 2 deaths here in New York because it dehydrates you a lot. It is a very dangerous situation, and my problem with it is the peer pressure to do it. Right? When these kids are sitting there, to funnel that kind of beer down, I could do that. I could do a lot of those. You put somebody who's not used to drinking like that, and you're going to get an alcohol poisoning case sooner than later.
All right, and so that means they'll go to the hospital. Now, Ainsley, did you run into anybody in the course, like maybe a girl that was really, you think, probably a nice kid, that you pulled aside and said, hey, you better be careful here?
Absolutely. There was one girl in particular, and she was my favorite because she said, I'm just here. I'm more of a spectator. I'm not going to get as drunk as these other girls, but I still am having fun, and they're a lot of my friends. And I was asking another girl, what does your dad think about this? Because she was funneling, every other word was a cuss word, and she said, I don't give a blank what my dad thinks.
Oh boy.
So I instantly thought, these girls, they have no, or these guys too, but being a female, of course, I relate to them.
Do you think the bottom line is all of them are getting drunk, all of them are getting stoned, and all of them are hooking up? Is that a generalization?
That's their mission. It's kind of a rite of passage in college, but they don't realize this day and age with social media, and it's gotten much worse. I know I sound old by saying that. I wasn't in college that long ago.
Because if they're flashing, then, which they did to you on camera, then that's going to end up on social media. All right, you're talking about some real serious dangers. Not only are they risking alcohol poisoning or drug overdose that could kill some. We have 2 deaths, you said, this year? All right, what else? Then lifetime of addiction?
What you have to keep in mind is that this draws every drug dealer from within 500 miles to a beach so they can sell drugs. A lot of those drugs are cut with bad stuff. There's a drug called roofie, which is a sex drug. It's a rape drug. I would bet you that was going around there. Yeah, date rape drug. And when you start to take cocaine, I used a lot of cocaine in my life, and I've had good cocaine and bad cocaine. I'll guarantee you the stuff they're selling down here is bad. It's mixed, and it makes it feel like it's cocaine, but it's generally cut with stuff as bad as clean, the stuff that cleans out toilets.
Like or formaldehyde.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's very, very dangerous. I mean, blood pressure spikes. There's all kinds of things. Now, I understand, but I mean,
did you see kids throwing up, puking?
Oh yeah, you see all of that. Going to the bathroom on the beach, and this is like at noon. At noon. When we got there at noon.
Hammered at noon.
Hammered at noon because they've been drinking for hours. We also learned there's something called the 100-mile club. These guys and girls that come from 100 miles away, from like Alabama and Georgia, and they target these individuals because they know they're wasted. So they see people with backpacks. They see the backpacks lying on the beach. They go over. They steal the cell phones out of the backpack, steal the alcohol. I'm sure they're throwing drugs and drinks.
All right, so parents are seeing this, and you're reporting that it's pretty much all the kids. Very few, except for the one girl that you liked.
It was a crazy crowd.
That pulled you aside and said, I'm not.
There was one out of 100.
Okay. I heard you two guys say you wouldn't send your kids down there. What are you going to do to stop them?
Well,
Take them to
handcuffs.
Europe. Take them to Europe. Take them on another trip.
Take them on another trip.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck. Good luck.
No, all right, so if your kids say, Dad, give me the money to go, you think they have the money themselves? Dad and Mom are probably paying for college.
Well, I mean, my son just went down to a music festival in Miami, and
he didn't do any of this stuff. He was a perfect angel.
Well, he was
like
to the extent that I had, but I also had somebody following him. So I.
Did you? I think it's important if moms and dads are watching, just be the best parent that you can be. Because I mean, I went to crazy schools and I went to crazy parties, but always in the back of my mind was my father, thinking about my father and hearing his voice.
And that was enough to stop you?
I mean, most of the time.
Most of the time. All right,
Yeah.
we're getting. All right, now tomorrow you go with the police on a ride-along.
Yes.
And you see a lot.
Yeah, Bay County Sheriff's Department. Same department you got the girl the job.
Right. No, that was the woman I got fired that I got a job for.
Right.
With the Obama health care.
They love her. They say that she's doing a great job. But the Sheriff's Department there is awesome, and they cover that beach. And you'll see a little bit of that tomorrow.
Okay, and you have more interviews with the kids as well.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. It sounds like you had a crazy weekend, Ainsley. Bob, good advice for everybody. I hope they're paying attention to you. Thanks so much for being with us. All right.